This is the book of 2nd Exodus, chapter 2, and verse 9. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Kah Loyim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Rule Web, and the great example to the younger brothers in the truth, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Lord, wouldn't this be edifying and straight to the point? So we're going to get straight into it. Shalom.
And what's being called the moon event of the year happens on Halloween night for the first time in decades. A full moon will be high above the entire U.S. on October 31st.
Halloween night will be a little spookier than usual this year.
Throughout folklore and mythology, the full moon has always been linked to strange happenings on our planet. So in a way,
And she say the full moon always been linked to strange happenings on our planet. Let's get what the scriptures say. This Luke chapter 21 and verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. So these are linked to, these are signs showing you that something is finna happen. Signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. And upon earth distress of nations, with perplexity the sea and waves roaring. Acts chapter 2 and verse 20, it reads, the sun, let's see, hold up. Yeah, the sun shall be darkened and turned into, the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon unto blood before that great and notable day of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh shall come. So that's going to show you that these different moon phases and rare moons, and these are signs of the Lord. The Lord showing you that something finna happen, man. And we know what's finna happen. The Lord finna overthrow Esau. That's the end of his rule. That's why you seeing all these signs. And they know that something finna happen. They hope it's for the good, and they gonna say it. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, and verse 14. And the Elohim of God, and God said, let there be light, and the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. So the moon and the sun for signs, seasons, days, and years. So the Lord used the stars, the moon, and the sun, and all these different things to either is warning the people, letting you use it to it's a tool. The Lord had it as a tool, like a measuring tool or something. When this high holy day coming up, when the Sabbath come, everything go off of the moon. And the moon is named after that's what the word month mean. Word month come from the moon. So they for signs and seasons, in the spring, summer, fall, and winter, through the sun, the stars, and the moon. That's how all these different things, man. Okay, let's
2020 has been one long full moon.
Yeah, there's usually 12 full moons in a year, one for each month. But this month, October, will be shining extra bright.
During an eventful year for the moon with 13 full moons, the rare super blood wolf moon on January 10th, back-to-back-to-back supermoons in March, April, and May, and now...
And that rare super blood wolf moon, hey, that go back to this, man. Acts chapter 2 and verse 20. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon unto blood before that great and notable day of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh shall come.
In October with 2 full moons. The one Saturday has its own special name.
The first full moon that we've had on Halloween. in 76 years, and it just happens to be a blue moon because it's the second full moon of October.
The last time a full moon was seen on Halloween in all U.S. time zones was 1944. It's the kind of celestial event Steve Wessling is excited about.
This is unique.
And he suggests you pause for a moment and take a look.
Go and view it. See what you can see. You remember those events. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Actually, look at this live shot from Sky 2 right now. It looks like a harvest.
That same thing you gonna be saying when them nukes coming. Oh, this is unbelievable. But it's gonna be out of terror, man, if you alive, you know.
Moon, right? Like a pumpkin. The phrase once in a blue moon usually means a rare occurrence that can either be lucky or unlucky. And isn't there something about a full moon on Halloween night that means anything can happen?
It's stuff.
Werewolves?
Weird stuff goes down.
Yeah. I mean, at least somebody will be out there.
Suzanne. That is beautiful, though.
You know what? Let's hope it means lucky.
Yeah.
It don't mean lucky, man. It means unlucky, man. You people are finna go down, man. This is the end of your kingdom. This is the end of the so-called white man's reign of terror in the earth, man. You know? In the beginning, you know, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. You know, and I mean, that's for Esau Edom. I mean, for us, you know, because this the end of our hell in the beginning of Esau hell, man.
We don't need any more.
We gotta turn it around.
Ain't nothing turning around.
We begin with breaking news: a strong earthquake in the Aegean Sea.
This second Exodus, chapter 9 and verse 3, it say, and there shall be great earthquakes. Let's get another one. There's Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise and storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Let's get another one. Luke chapter 21 and verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famine and pestilence and fearful sightings, and great signs and great signs shall there be from heaven.
He has shaken Turkey and Greece.
Turkey has been struck by a powerful earthquake off its Aegean coast, causing buildings to collapse in the coastal city of Izmir.
Earthquake that hit about an hour ago in the sea between Greece and Turkey. This is new video that we just got in one of many buildings collapsing. It's just, it's stunning, the amount of damage that we're going to see there, yet to be.
Turkish media have showed the wreckage of a multi-story building. This is in central Izmir, people climbing in to try and reach anyone who might be trapped inside.
It seemed to be affecting both Greece and Turkey. So those two countries have both been affected. And now I think it is worth emphasising, this was a very significant earthquake. The magnitude has been estimated at something between 6.6 and up to 7.1. And the tremors going all the way to Istanbul in Turkey, to Athens in Greece. And some of the images we have seen of the effects of that have been very, very striking. Also, reports of these mini tsunamis occurring, of large waves coming into coastal areas, flooding.
Right.
We jumping back to Luke chapter 21 because it was like tsunamis and flooding and all this. Why is these things happening? Let's jump back to Luke 21 and 25 and say, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and waves roaring, man. And what do you think a tsunami is? When a hurricane comes, when flood, hey, that's the sea and the waves roaring, man. You know?
Now concern is growing as a fish kill continues in the Neuse River. It's a story 90 Your Side has been following for weeks.
Lower Neuse River keeper tells me that the fish kill in those waters is something like they haven't seen since the 1990s.
It is heartbreaking to see any fish kill, and it has been really tough the last 5 weeks.
Katie Hunt's love for North Carolina's rivers and streams is part of her job as a river keeper, and says it's tough when something bad happens to something you love.
We have seen many fish kills, very large, but typically they only last for a couple of days or as long as a week.
Environmental groups like Sound Rivers and people who use these waterways are concerned.
It's truly an environmental disaster.
Back now with an update on the so-called...
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word, O Yahweh. Hear the word of Yahweh, ye children of Israel. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those scattered amongst the heathen who also look like the heathen. You wholeheartedly believe in His word. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out in blood, touch of blood. Verse 3. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish, with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven. Yeah, the fish of the sea also shall be taken away. And that's what you said, man. Let's keep going.
Murder hornets, the invasive species that could be deadly to humans and bees. And tonight, news of the first known nest in the U.S.
Look like something out of a sci-fi movie. Futuristic beekeeper suits and ominous red headlamps in the hunt for murder hornets. And this morning, finally, a major breakthrough for Washington State researchers who have found where some of the elusive hornets have been hiding after decapitating and decimating bee populations. The giant Asian hornets, also known to humans for their painful and sometimes deadly sting.
Searing pain!
These are the most deadly. And with white protective gear, saran wrap, and a vacuum, they dismantled a nest in a tree.
Wasn't underground like these nests are normally in Asia. They're already exhibiting different behavior.
Still gotta read?
Entomologists using dental floss to attach an electronic tag to a so-called murder hornet that led them back to the nest, which they sealed off, then vacuuming out over 100 hornets. First found in the U.S. only several months ago, the giant hornets native to Asia. They can be deadly to humans, killing up to 50 people in Japan each year.
Here we are. And what they go back to is that's the vengeance of the Lord, man. For those hornets to make their way over here. That's how the Lord gonna get people up out of here, man. Some people gonna die by murder hornets, man. And this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, but it's also known as the book of Sirach in the Apocrypha. Chapter 39 and verse 27. Start there. All these things are for good to the godly. So to the sinner they are turned unto evil. What they turn unto? Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. They turned into death, man. Which in their fury they lay on sore scroats. In the time of destruction, these are the things for the sinners, man. Destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Who made these spirits? The Lord. Yahweh, man. Yahweh is the father of spirits, man. And appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire. So fire is a spirit. Hell is a spirit. Famine is a spirit. And death, that's a spirit, man. All these are created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts. So you get attacked by animals. A spirit jumped on that. A spirit of vengeance jumped on that beast to kill you, man. Or attack you. Scorpions and serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked unto destruction. Verse 31. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his words, man. You know, so hey, if it's meant for somebody, a few people to die by the murder hornets, hey, they not gonna transgress the Most High word. The motherfucker gonna hit your ass and put you to death, man. You know. And the reason I got this, cause the Lord say teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, and the scorpion have a sting on his tail, and they poisonous. So a scorpion, the reason I'm saying it, because if your Lord used a scorpion, why won't he use bees? You know, he just let the Lord let you know everything is his. He the Lord of hosts, man. You know, Lord can have you be attacked by wolves, bears, snakes, spiders. You know, all that shit, man. You know, shark and whatever, man. You know, the Lord say all these are his weapons. If you be put to death that way, hey, the Lord did it, man. You know. But that's pretty much it. Let's keep going.
Just 6 days left until the U.S. presidential election, and yet there's another case of racial tension caused by the death of an African-American man, allegedly at the hands of police. We've got several videos.
All right, let's stop it real quick. Let's jump back to 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 3. It say, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and that's what we're seeing.
That we're going to show you now this afternoon. This was the scene late last night. It's just blocks from the White House and the U.S. Capitol building. Two of the most important cities in the United States are enduring serious racial unrest. All of this breaking out overnight as demonstrators clash with police, both here in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C., and in Philadelphia, ironically, our nation's first capital. And yet neither one of these stories were covered by the national television networks. We, on the other hand, have been bringing you the stories and allowing you to see them really just play themselves out.
You also had a man pulled from a car. This is actually more too. We were at that strip mall as well, but this is a shocking video. This was police pulling a man from his car, saying that he was trying to run over a police officer, beating the car in, smashing the windows, pulling him out. So, you know,
oh my God.
It's amazing to see, you know, when you're there the first hour of these protests, how they start peacefully. But then as the night progresses, it starts to get more and more violent. And I did see those, you know, covering the George Floyd protests with you from the very beginning as well. The same thing.
All right, so how does all of this play out? And is the root cause of this unrest and police action, or is it something bigger than just what the police did? Maybe something deeper.
This the book of Isaiah 19 and 1. They say the burden of Egypt, and we know Egypt is America. You know, because Egypt means the house of bondage, and on the Passover we ate those bitter herbs to represent the bitter bondage we served in Egypt. You know, and no coincidence. America, the word America, actually means bitter, man, because we served the bitter captivity here in America, Babylon the Great, man. You know, and Revelation 11 and 8, it say our dead body shall lie in that great city. You know, because America is one big city. You know, all these states. That's why if you're a citizen of America, you know, you're a U.S. citizen. You know that citizen just represent a person of a city, man. You know, so if you're a U.S. citizen, that's just going to show you that America is one big city. That's that great city what the scriptures talk about, Babylon the Great. You know, that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, man. Why is it called Sodom? Because of the homosexual agenda. The alphabet boys and all that, and Egypt because of the bitter bondage we serve here, man. You know, America is one of the most worked places ever, man. You know, it's a prison house. You know, it's bitter here, man. It's just a eerie, bitter feel like you're a captive. You, even though you are, just feel fucked up in America, man. It say Yahweh rideth upon a swift. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai rideth upon a swift cloud, and that swift cloud is talking about a so-called UFO, IL, whatever they call, but we know it as the chariots of the Lord, man. And shall come to Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight one against his brother. And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what you're seeing, man. So this the end of it. I read what he put up, even though I read it. Well, nah, I just let it play through. Well, I read it. It say a nation will rise. It say nations will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be great earthquakes in various places, and famines and pestilence, and there will be fearful sights and great signs from heaven, and there shall be signs in the sun and moon, and in the stars, and on earth distress of nations. And that's Luke chapter 21 and verse 10. Oh yeah, in this video from Jason A. This one, a little measured out of time. Put up a lot of, put a video of clips together of what's going on in the earth as far as uproars, and storms, and wildfires, and just, measuring the time. And it's the book of John chapter 16 and verse 33. What Bible this is, I don't know. It say, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I overcome the world. And the elect is going to overcome this world, man. And the Lord told us these things. Therefore, when these things happen, we're going to be comforted, man. Why? Because the Lord warned us of these things to come. And the Lord say the only way our kingdom going to be implemented is if this place be thrown down. And the scripture tell you, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time, and strength. The fear of the Lord is, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, man. So the Lord told us all these things, and the elect gonna take heed. 2/3 of our people, they gonna be like, they gonna shun it off like, you know what I'm saying? And they gonna be destroyed. Why? Because they didn't gather unto themselves knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what's going on in the earth.
Will be a little spookier than usual this year, and that is because the sky will be lit up by a blue moon.
There will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. With that, I want to end to giving infinite honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Rule well, been a great example to the younger brothers in the truth. And peace and blessings to the hopeful lick. Lord, when this was edifying. Till next time, we'll say Shalom, Kwam Yashal, and Baba.